It's All Gravy with Teresa.
Hey guys, this is Teresa, and you're watching It's All Gravy with Teresa. And we're here in Bowling Green, Kentucky, this beautiful afternoon in September, early September, out here in our backyard. And it is an absolute gorgeous day. And I'm just blessed to be able to sit here and enjoy Clint's company, to do a few videos today of... we did 2 today, which is stretching it for me. We tried to do 3 last week, and the 3rd one was a total flop. So we're not going to try that again. But we've had a good time and laughed and had fun today, and I enjoy that. I missed so much when I was in the business of just getting to spend time with my children. And anytime that I can now, I am just amazed at what beautiful adults they have grown into. And I'm just so blessed. So I've really enjoyed Clint today, and we've had a lot of fun. Excuse me. I had breakfast at Melissa's, and the bacon's giving me indigestion. That's a positive. The bacon was delicious, Melissa and Morgan. But... I told Clint we'd come out here and sit on the back porch and just enjoying the last remnants of summer and listening to the birds sing. And like I always try to mention, there's a beautiful yellow butterfly that comes and sees me every year, and just all the things that bring me comfort. And I've said for years, I've said I'm going to retire in Florida, and of course that's out of the picture now. I didn't make the right preparations for that, but I cannot imagine being a more beautiful place than where I live right now, with my children and my grandchildren all within a 50-mile radius of me. Actually, it's a little smaller than that, but so I'm very blessed. I'm a blessed woman today. And so first and foremost, always, I want to thank you guys for watching us, for liking, sharing, following. All the things that you do for us. Facebook, Instagram is new, or it's new to me. I didn't even know we were on it. And YouTube. So if you would continue to do that for us, we would appreciate it so much. And today we're going to make macaroni and cheese, which has just been a favorite of my families. We're a good old southern Butler County family, and macaroni and cheese has just been a staple at not only at mealtime, but at every outing, every Thanksgiving, every Christmas. Macaroni and cheese, we had a huge pot of that. And I am Heather, you'll probably kill me, but this goes out to the macaroni and cheese, goes out to Heather Feather, my beautiful cousin, my cousin Erlene's daughter. And we talked about Aunt Mary Jane not too long ago, and that would be Heather's grandmother. So the macaroni and cheese, Heather's for you. And we use the Velveeta recipe. My mother, when she found Velveeta, it was a game changer for us. So that's what I still use. When we were in the restaurant, Velveeta was too expensive for me to use for that much macaroni. So we did use real American yellow cheese. That's what we used then to make our macaroni. We made it the exact same way that I'm going to show you today, other on a bigger scale. But we used the American cheese instead of the Velveeta. So that's what we're going to do today. I always like to tell you all a little bit of my story and where I've come from. And I never want to forget where I've come from. And on the days that I think that I've not done much, all I have to do is just close my eyes and think back of the days, 17 years old with 19 years old with 2 babies. I had married an alcoholic at that young age. He was 21 and already an alcoholic. I just, sometimes I'm just so amazed and thankful at where I've come from and where I'm at now. And, life is good today. In the reading today, I'm going to take it again from the 24-Hour Day book. And my friend Larry Kinder gave this to me. And I think I said I pulled it out the other day trying to help someone else. And it has helped me so much just to get back into the daily reading of this, to know where I came from. I went to Alcoholics Anonymous for quite a few years. I really don't think I'm alcoholic. I think I'm what they call a problem drinker. If I let myself, I drink too much. So I don't drink, hardly ever. I might have a glass of wine, but that's not always been the story. And this is a pun at me. Used to, back in my young days, I would say I would drink vodka, get pregnant, get married, get divorced. And that's so ugly, but when I drank the vodka, it made me a little bit crazy, and I did things that I would never do today. Although I had lots of fun, I wouldn't go back through it for it. So here is on the thought of the day in the AA book, the 24 Hours a Day. And it's talking about, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but it's talking about we see other suffering alcoholics and we say to ourselves, but for the grace of God, there go I. And if I can do this without crying, I was just mentioning my husband, Larry Rector, and then I picked this book up and looked at September the 8th. And Larry was a great guy. I loved him very much. And he suffered from alcoholism. And I really miss him. And there's been many others that have been lost to that disease. So, but that's what it's talking about. But for the grace of God, I'm still here. And I have to look at others' lives that did not make it. And so in the meditation, it's talking about I'm conscious of God's presence and that I don't have to be in charge of everything. It takes, and we talked about that earlier today, it takes some of the pressure off of me knowing that I don't have to fix everything. That it's okay to be still for a minute. And it's okay to let somebody help you. That's been such a struggle for me to let people help me. And in turn, I have attracted people who I had to help all the time. So we really have to watch the flow of life and how it comes to you. You attract what you let come to you. So I am learning. It's took me a long time to learn, but I am learning to attract what I deserve. I try to walk in God's love. And for years I just thought there is no way that God could love me. That'll work for you because you're a pretty good person, and I can see that God stuff working for you. But look at me. I mean, my parents didn't want me. My grandparents didn't want me. I was, I had a child, got pregnant before I got married. I'm married into alcoholism. We were, I could go on and on of all the things I would tell myself. And none of that was true. Absolutely none of that was true. So I try to walk in God's love every day. And my responsibility for doing that is to pass it on to others. That's really all He asks us to do, is to pass that love, grace, and mercy on to others. And I really try to do that. I fall short some days, but for the most part I try to. The prayer for today, I pray that I may walk in God's love. And I'm going to add to, I pray that I know that I deserve it. And again, I'm sorry, but I'm thinking about Larry, and he didn't feel worthy. And no matter how many times that he was told how he was loved, he didn't feel loved. And until we deal with our demons, we're going to use something to make us feel better. So I know you know you're loved today, baby. So anyway, I pray that I may walk in God's love. I pray that as I go, I may feel the spring of God's power in my step and the joy of His love in my heart. And thank you, Jesus. I know that today. I know beyond a shadow of a doubt, whatever happens in my life, that I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it. And I'm going to do what Jesus has called me to do, which is to tell other people they can make it too. I don't have to do it for them, but I'm supposed to tell them the good news that they can make it too. Thank you all so much. I love you. We're making macaroni and cheese. So, we are heading to Teresa's kitchen. I'll see you in a minute. Hey guys, we're in Teresa's kitchen again today, and we are making a favorite of my kids for the last 40 years. Jeremy is soon going to be 42 years old. And macaroni and cheese has been a favorite of ours and our family for all of those years. And when I was a kid, we make Velveeta macaroni and cheese. And when Velveeta came out, I don't know what year that was, but when my mother found it, it was like the angels in heaven were singing, oh! And that is the kind of macaroni and cheese that we have always made. So that's what we're going to make today, is Velveeta macaroni and cheese. So we have already cooked a pound of elbow macaroni. It doesn't matter the brand. You can use wheat macaronis if you want, but the macaronis, doesn't matter the brand or the kind, just cook per direction, like the directions say. Now I've already cooked these, so I'm gonna drain them. Oh, I guess I better put my strainer over there. I am gonna drain them. I am not gonna rinse them. I only rinse my macaroni if I'm going to make a cold salad. But we're going to put these right back on the stove. Most of the time when you rinse them, it is so they will quit cooking. The cold water makes them stop cooking. So we are going to pour this right back in the pan. And we're going to pop it on the stove. I'm going to turn the heat on about 4. Let me see, I need to put it. Sorry, y'all. I got this new range. I'm still learning how to work it out. I don't know what happened to my tongue right then. But I have it on 4. We are going to, this recipe that is on the cards, on the Velveeta card, does not call for butter. But you all know I love a little bit of butter in everything that I make. So I'm going to put a half a stick, which would be about 1/4 of a cup of butter. Or if you count on your stick, another little trick, and this is on margarine too, it has tablespoons here, so it would be 4 tablespoons. And that equals 1/4 of a cup. So that's your lesson for today on measurements. So I am going to put that right in the pot, like so. Excuse me. And I have already cubed up the Velveeta cheese. And the recipe calls for 12 ounces. And on the package, and let me show you real quick. I'm sorry I put that up, Clint. I knew that I wanted to do this. I wanted to show you. But the Velveeta, number one, you don't have to put it in the refrigerator until after you open it. And then you put it in the refrigerator. But on this, you will see they have it already measured out in ounces. So like from here to here is 4 ounces. 4 ounces, 4 ounces. So the recipe calls for 12 ounces, but I put 14 ounces, which would be, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's what I cut up into cubes. And that's another great thing about this recipe. If your kids like it cheesy, and we do, we like it cheesy, we put a little bit more. And another, like I said, a recipe that you are going to tweak to your family. Some people don't like it that cheesy. So I'm just going to add these, not in big clumps. I'm going to stir them around a little bit. And then stir it and add a few more. I don't know if that helps or not, but that's the way I do it. And the rest. Like so. We're going to let it sit there on the heat and melt, and that will melt and get so cheesy and beautiful. We have in my handy dandy little containers here, we have 1/4 of a teaspoon of black pepper. Again, that can be adjusted to your taste. And a 1/2 of a teaspoon of salt. And yes, I did put salt in my macaroni when I cooked it. But again, this is just the way we like it. So I added a little bit more salt. Then we are going to put 1/4 of a cup of milk. And a lady asked the other day about her macaroni was always dry. And the way you remedy that is to add more milk. And so this will let it cook for a minute and let the cheeses melt in there. And then you can kind of see if it's going to be a few minutes before you serve dinner. I actually, and I'll show you because I'll probably have to add a little more milk to mine. I like it a little bit soupy. And then when you put it in your serving bowl, by the time everybody sits down to the table, it's just the perfect consistency. And that'll just take some practice for you to see where it's at and how you like it at. So, again, this you don't want to over stir it or overcook it because the macaroni is already cooked. We're just putting it in here for the cheese to melt. So we're going to let that cook just for a minute. And while we're doing that, I'm going to thank you guys. I never want to stop thanking you for all of your likes, shares, and follows, for going to YouTube and subscribing for us, for likes, follows, shares. I said that on Facebook. Clint just told me we had an Instagram account, and I didn't know that. So if you're on Instagram, you can actually look us up on Instagram. I don't know if they have old women like me on there, but we're on there now. So we have all different avenues that we're trying to get this out to, and we appreciate you all so much for being on this journey with us. We are learning to cook for our families. We're trying to have family time where we sit down at the table and we're trying to find the old time recipes that don't take us long to make, that we can tweak if we need to, that we can be intentional and not be wasteful, that we can, I don't know the word I'm looking for, Clint, substitute, but that's not it. We use what we have in the pantry. If there's something that you don't exactly have what it calls for, we'll use the next thing in there, or what you think would work.
Improvise.
So that's where we're at with this. We don't want you to get ready to make a dish and have to run all the way to town just for one little spice. When you probably, if you're like me, you got a whole cabinet full that you use one little teaspoon out of it and it's sitting up there the rest of the year. So we're learning to improvise. Again, I thank you all so much for all that you're doing. I don't know, Clint, have I said everything?
T-shirts.
Oh, T-shirts. We've got T-shirts for sale. We have just gray right now. It's All Gravy with Teresa. First I'll show you my apron. My sister Melissa got me. I went out to visit her and she had me a little goodie bag, which is just like her. She does that for about everybody she meets. I'd like to be special, but she does that to everybody. But we have T-shirts. It's All Gravy with Teresa. And Clint designed these. We came up with the little flower to remember my son Robbie, who passed away. And you'll see the streak across here did not come like that. I was doctoring chickens with my shirt on, and I got the purple medicine on me, and it does not come off. But these shirts we're selling. Mandy, my daughter-in-law, and Maddie Lee, my granddaughter, are making these for us now. And when whatever profits are from those, we are giving to Maddie for her college fund. And so whatever that, if you feel like you would like to have one of these T-shirts, we would love for you to order one. We're big on T-shirt advertisement. I have been for 25, 30 years. 25 years I was in business. T-shirts was a big thing for us. We liked seeing our name out there. We were big self-promoters, and nothing's changed. My sisters both do that, and now we're doing it with It's All Gravy. My son Clinton has, since he's not got a job these days except for hanging out with his mama doing It's All Gravy, which he's doing an excellent job at, he has decided to start his own business, and it is called CWW, Clinton Wayne Waters. CWW LLC, or Writing LLC. That was a mess. Let me try it again. Okay. It is called CWW Writing LLC. Clinton Wayne Waters Writing. And his passion is writing. He absolutely loves writing. So he made the decision to start a business. And I was so lucky in Teresa's business. I loved what I did for years and years. I loved what I did until I went through that tragedy. But for years, when I woke up and went to work, I loved it, and I loved it all day long. From greeting the first customer to washing the last pan that afternoon. So I'm hoping that works out for him. If you have any writing needs, turning logos digital, making logos, making resumes, blogs, this kind of stuff, what we're doing now, if you think you're interested in that, give him a call. Who calls anymore? Get a hold of him on his site. Clint, you want to look at this because it's perfect. Look how perfect. Perfect. I'm going to turn that down on low while I finish, and then we will show you how to thin it up a little bit. But that's great. Everything's all melted and it looks beautiful. So we've talked about the T-shirts, we talked about Clint, we talked about our site, It's All Gravy with Teresa on Facebook. We talked about our site on YouTube, It's All Gravy with Teresa. Subscribe. When we get to 1,000 on that puts new avenues open for us. So we'll give away a shirt when we hit that mark. When we get to 2,000 on Facebook, It's All Gravy, we're going to give away another T-shirt, and we're at over 1,500. So we're getting close. And is there something I'm forgetting?
I don't think so.
Oh, we were talking about advertising.
Oh, yeah.
If there is, we're trying, I always have, when I go into something, I want to make the most of it. So we are thinking of different things and different avenues we can do. And with this time that we have, we are thinking there may be some of you who have a product or a business that you would like to advertise. So with a sponsorship, we would be able to do that. So if you're interested in something like that, or would just like to hear what we have in mind, you can give Clinton a private message or myself, and we would love to sit down with you and talk about that. So I think that's it for all of the stuff that we have to talk about. I'm going to show you with this macaroni for the lady, and I'm sorry I was going to write her name down, and I'm sorry, honey, whoever you are, that I've forgotten your name at the moment. But when your macaroni is like this, we're going to add a little bit more milk. And you can use any kind of milk. I wouldn't use almond milk, but any kind of regular milk. 1% skim milk, whole milk, 2%. We always use 2%. And I would put 1/4 of a cup at a time extra until this is the consistency that you would like to have it. And see, this for me is going to be right where I'm going to stop. And I don't know if you can tell. See there, it's a little bit juicy. So whenever you get that on the table and you set it out for your family, it's going to be perfect whenever you dish it out. So I hope that helps you. I hope you enjoy this Velveeta macaroni and cheese as much as my boys have loved it and as much as my mama loved it. I think Velveeta's the stuff. So thank you, Velveeta. You can also make this with American cheese, cheddar cheese, mix up your cheese. This is just the recipe that I like to go by. I thank you all so much. This has just been such a joy for me, and it's been so great for me to get back in the public. Even though I don't get to see you and I don't get to touch you, I do feel like I'm inviting you into my life and into my kitchen. So thank you for coming. I hope you have a blessed week, and we're going to talk to you real soon. God bless.